Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I am back with the rest of my May empties, and I am so uncomfortable right now. I am so itchy. So you guys know, obviously everyone on this channel knows we moved. But where we moved to is very, very woodsy. We moved a little bit further north. We're not like upstate or anything. We're still, the suburbs of New York City, but just like the more northern part. And as you get up in this direction, it is very woodsy. This part, I mean, it essentially is woods. It was woods before they started developing here, making a little town and some houses. So really the neighborhoods here have like kept it as natural as possible and really like maintained the integrity of the woods that was here before they started building, which is what I love about this area. You guys have seen, like the baby bird's nest, which actually an update on that. All three babies grew, had their feathers, and they all flew the nest. So they are grown. They are gone. And Dan and I are officially empty nesters now. But the mama is still like hopping around. I always see her around the driveway. She's still like kind of over in that area. And hopefully I'll spot the babies flying around here at some point. That would be really cool to see. But they were so cute. We saw them just like sitting in their nest. I have a picture, I should post it. With their little beaks open, just waiting for a snack or dinner, whatever it was from their mom. And then I had actually texted my friend because her daughter goes to a school that's like, they really teach them a lot about the outdoors and nature, and she knows a lot about birds. So I texted my friend and I was like, can you ask your daughter like if they're okay? Because when I saw them, the three of them laying there, they were laying there like with their eyes open and their beaks wide open, and I was like, are they alive? Like they almost look like they could have been dead. And I was like, oh my God, that's horrifying. Please don't let them be dead. And then Dan's like, no, look closer. You can see them breathing, and you just see their little bodies like softly moving up and down with their breath. And it was just so cute. So I snapped a little picture and I sent it to my friend, and I was like, can you ask your daughter? Like they're just sitting there with their beaks wide open. Like I've never seen anything like that before. And so she wrote me back and she said her daughter said, no, it's totally fine. Baby birds like always have their beaks open because they're just waiting for food. So we went back later. That was at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And we had gone back later after we ate dinner. It was like 8-ish, a little after 8. We were walking Gatsby, and they were all there with their beaks closed, and we were like, oh, okay, I guess they were just waiting for dinner, and then they had it, and now they're fine. So then the next day we were walking Gatsby, and I saw that there were only 2 birds in there, and my friend's daughter had said like, they're gonna flee the nest soon if they already have the feathers and they're that big, and they were so big that they took up the entire nest, like their bodies were coming out of it. So yeah, there was only 2 left, and then Dan walked Gatsby later that day, and he's like, oh babe, there's only 1 baby bird left. And then of course the next day I got home from work, I checked the nest, and it's totally empty. But the nest itself is so beautiful. Even empty, you can see it's so like flat on the bottom. Like it looks so cozy. She did such a good job making that nest. But anyway, that's enough about that. I was talking about why I'm so itchy. So that was my tangent where I totally veered off. But what I was meaning to say is we live in the woods and there's a shit ton of bugs here, as you would expect there to be. So, I mean, mosquitoes, everything. But I have not, knock on wood, I've been lucky. I haven't been bitten by any mosquitoes since we've lived here. And I'm like, oh, well, we also have a lot of like predators here. We have like dragonflies and frogs and birds and, hopefully all these things like eat the mosquitoes. But anyway, I also douse myself in bug spray. Like if I know I'm going to lay out, if I know I'm going to be hanging out with Gatsby outside, I have like the mosquito wristbands that have the citronella in them. I have my natural oils that I spray all over myself. I have DEET. I mean, I have every type of bug spray, and I douse myself in it before I go outside. So I've been really fortunate, like I said, knock on wood, but I have not yet been bitten. And then last night or yesterday, I'm at work and I have to leave to go to a block party down by where we used to live by my in-laws. And I'm changing after work, and I had just packed my clothes the night before. So the block party is outdoors. It's usually really hot. Like the sun's beating down. It's from like 4 p.m. to like 9 or 10. And I typically always just wear like jean shorts and like a t-shirt. And that's exactly what I had on, and like Converse sneakers. And I wake up this morning and it was outside. It was raining yesterday, but the rain had kind of like stopped, but it was definitely like wet and drizzly. We were under tents and everything, but like there's no tiki torches, like there's no bug spray, there's nothing. I wake up this morning with 3 freaking mosquito bites all over my legs, and I had shorts on, so I'm like, I know this is from the block party. Like I was barely even home yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, and like I work all day Sundays, and then, we went straight to that block party, and the mosquito bites being all over my legs, like 100%, it was from wearing shorts, it was from that party. It was wet, it was rainy, it was totally like mosquito type weather, and I just can't believe, like, what an idiot. Like, here I am, like, I'm so like OD protective in my home, and I haven't gotten bit once, and then like the one time I'm not doused in bug spray, and my legs get eaten alive. So yeah, I'm literally like sitting here scratching the one on my knee. It's driving me crazy. And one of them is like right on the bottom of my butt cheek. It's just so awful. I hate being bit by mosquitoes. I hate it. So let's just get into this. Like, this was going to be a quick empties, but now I've rambled about everything but empties and wax for like 6 minutes. Let's just get into it. So these things over here, I actually just finished melting like the end of this past week and this weekend. It's June 5th. So there's like a couple of these that I actually technically finished in May, and then the rest of them obviously I finished in June, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't done this empties video yet. I'm just going to throw them in here instead of holding more garbage for June. So and plus these also went with like exactly what I was talking about in my wax empties video. Like Sniff My Tarts were one of the vendors that I was really trying to just melt through everything, because as I said in that other video, these are getting to the point where they're at their prime now. I want to enjoy them when they're at their best. And if I didn't melt these two, most of these scents, pretty much everything I got in my Sniff My Tarts mystery box were spring and summer scents. I think there's only one that's like a wintry blend. But they were spring and summer, and I really wanted to use them now, because if I didn't utilize them this season, they would have gone and waited until next summer, and they probably wouldn't have been as good. So this was tangerine coconut marshmallow cake. I actually finished the little chunk that I had of this yesterday, and I have the warmer on right now because I only had it going for like 2 or 3 hours yesterday. I was only home for like a short bit of time. And I have it on now, and it's still throwing. It still smells awesome. This is such a like really decadent type of bakery, because you get that marshmallow, that gooey marshmallow, and that like buttery yellow cake. But then the tangerine is there too, and it's that like tangerine coconut just cuts it from being a heavy bakery, and it's so good on like a rainy summer day, which it was yesterday, and I really enjoyed this one. I had this on my list. I was gonna repurchase it when I did the customs and get like maybe a smaller piece in it, because I feel like this is a good one to have on hand. And then I was just kind of like, nah, I decided to take it out of my cart, because it's one of those scents that I don't reach for. It's just like a rare, far and few between days, I'll be like, oh, I'm craving a scent like this, and I enjoy it while I have it, but it's not something I would go out of my way for or melt like that regularly, and that is why I didn't repurchase it. But I am glad that I enjoyed it, and I feel like if you're maybe more of a bakery lover, or if you're someone who does like bakery in the summer, this is like a nice seasonally appropriate bakery, and you would probably really enjoy it. And next is Georgia Peach, Sparkling Limoncello, and Fresh Picked Strawberries. And this was really good. It was definitely heaviest on the strawberries. And you do get like a little bit of a strawberry peach. Again, this was really good. This was a nice heavy fruity. Just not my favorite. I enjoyed it while I had it, but I have better strawberry, and I have better strawberry blends, and that's why I didn't repurchase this. But I did really enjoy it while it was melting. And I think what I liked the most about it was not heavy on lemon at all. I like barely, if even, got any lemon from this. It was mostly that Bath & Body Works Georgia Peach and strawberry. So I did actually like the blend though. This next one is Invisible, and I would repurchase this. This was a beautiful scent from Super Tarts. It's Cactus and Sea Salt, which I absolutely love. Brandy's Cactus and Sea Salt. Pear Slices, which is like similar. You get that note a little bit in Jaws. And then Crisp White Tea. Oh, this was so beautiful. I mean, it smells like it could be a perfume. I don't know if she makes this in shower gel or not, but if she does, I really want this scent in a shower gel. I feel like it would be really refreshing. This is a nice scent to have when you have company over, if you don't want to do like the typical like vanilla or like basic company type scent, and you want to do something like a little more complex, a little more mature, this is like a good one to do. And it's not overwhelmingly heavy, at least not in my house. It's definitely a strong scent. It's not like light by any means, but it's not like knock you out, kick you in the face strong, which is another reason why I think it would be good for when company's over. So most likely I will repurchase another one of these, but I'll probably keep it aside strictly just to melt when I have people over, because it's just so pretty for that. And I also really liked it on rainy days, which is when I melted this. It was a nice rainy day scent. You guys know I have to burn my Yankee Candle Storm Watch candle when it's raining, and this just goes perfectly with Storm Watch, so I really enjoyed Invisible. And then the next two, I have BZ Tarts, and this is in the scent Lavender Milk. Now this is a gorgeous scent. You get the sugar milk and that nice herbal lavender, and they go beautifully together. I really liked it. However, BZ is just not that strong for me. I've said this before, even back in the apartment, BZ, just so I don't even think it's the house, because like even from back in the apartment, BZ just never lived up to the hype for me. And I've tried it cutting his scent shots in different type sizes. I've tried them in different warmers. You can see I did a half here, and then I cut a half in half, because some people say to quarter them. I've tried different warmers. It definitely does the best for me in the 24 watt mainstays, but it's really just like a soft, light, medium throw. So it's nothing that blows me away. Yeah, I enjoyed this scent, but it's not a repurchase. I wouldn't purchase from BZ's again, just because it doesn't really do much for me, and it doesn't live up to the hype that people rave about for BZ's. It just doesn't work for me like that. And then this next one is Kick Jump Twist from Candy Panda. I really, really like this one. This is Watermelon Fizzy, and on cold, you get that watermelon. It's definitely like an artificial type watermelon, but not the Jolly Rancher watermelon. But when it was melting, it just smelled like fizzy to me. Like fizzy with like a little bit of a deepness to it, if that makes sense, like a deeper type of citrus. But if I like walked into the room and I didn't know what the scent notes were, I never would have guessed watermelon. I would just be like, oh, it's some kind of fruity fizzy, but I don't know. I don't even know what kind of fruity I would think. Maybe like a blood orange. Like I said, just maybe like a deeper citrus. It just, nothing about it on warm screened watermelon, which was funny because on cold, it's watermelon. Like you really, really smell. You don't even get like fizzy. You just get watermelon on cold. Even now, just smelling the empty scent shot. But warm, it was just like straight up fizzy. And it was really good. I liked it. I actually had this on Saturday. Saturday was like a really nice, actually felt like summer. It was warm, it was sunny. Dan and I spent the entire afternoon at the pool, and I had this going inside, and I had my Yankee Candle watermelon candle going, and every time I walked in, it smelled like summer. It was really, really nice. So I just cut this into thirds and put it throughout my house, and it was great. I finished a lighter. And now onto the candles, and I know there's not that many candles this time. Like last month I had so many more, and that's because, and guys, this is gonna sound sick, especially if you've watched my candle collection video, you're gonna be like, girl. I didn't burn that many candles because I felt like I was running low. I know, like, who am I to even say that? I kind of like want to kick myself just for saying that out loud, but I guess it's like the inner hoarder within me. Oh my God, I was just talking to my in-laws about this yesterday. We were at the block party, and obviously like my in-laws have been over the house plenty of times. They've seen the depths of my wax collection. They know all about it. And we were talking about how, it's a rainy day, and they were saying like, oh, don't you miss when you lived at the apartment? And because we lived on our apartment, it was basically like this one block that had everything on it, because at the end of the block was just like a busy street and like a neighborhood in another town, and then on this end of the block was a train station. So it was like a very congested area, and then on one side of the block you had all these apartment buildings, and on the other side of the block you had shops, stores, restaurants, grocery stores, dry cleaners, jewelry store, gift shops, like 7-Eleven, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, everything you could think of. It like the block, and this is just like one little block, but the block itself was like its own town, its own community, and like, you know, that's why I still like going back and hanging out there. I still like going to the coffee shops on the block. I miss the block. So his parents were asking us yesterday, since it was rainy and everything, they're like, oh, don't you guys miss like when it was a rainy day or like a thunderstorm? We've had a lot of like crazy storms here. They're like, don't you miss being able to, like, if you weren't stocked up for a storm, don't you miss being able to run out of your apartment and like go to the grocery store and grab whatever you need, or like run to the deli and get a sandwich and some coffee? And so Dan's like, no, I really like, you know, stocking up before a storm and feeling like huddled up and cozy and tight in the house and like, you know, stuck like we can't go anywhere, but we have a stockpile of everything we need. And I was like, yeah, and I just like having a stockpile because it like fulfills the inner hoarder within me that like I never let out, because I don't want to be that person, and I hate having like stuff everywhere. Like I hate it, but at the same time there's like this part of me inside that like wants to have stuff everywhere. So I'm like, yeah, I love before a storm when I can just like let my hoarder out and like stockpile and squirrel shit away and have a wall of stuff. Like I find it so satisfying. And that's kind of like the mentality I was getting into with my candles. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm running low. And it had nothing to do with running low, and it had everything to do with a lot of the scents I was melting, like the springy type scents were really, I've been burning candles that like I really love, and I've been burning candles that I enjoy, and a lot of them are ones that I only have singles of. I have one of this scent and I'm burning it, and I'm like, I know I don't have a backup of this, so I don't want to finish it. I'm like burning it in like, you know, little intervals, like, or like I burn it like once a month and I enjoy it, and then I put it aside for like the next time I'm craving it. I don't want to use it up, I don't want to finish it. Or I have ones that like I do enjoy, but I only have one backup, so I don't want to like just burn them down and get rid of them. And I guess I've kind of like used up the candles that I don't really like love. Like these ones here I was finishing just because like they weren't my favorite or whatever. And I'm realizing like I don't really have many. I pretty much use up all the candles, or like if I don't love them, now I just take them back to the store and return them. So I don't really have a big stock of candles that I'm like, I don't love them. They're all just ones I really enjoy, so I'm just taking my time to enjoy them, and I don't want to just like burn through them, but you know, I have to. I can't just like hold on to all these forever. So with that being said, let's get into it. And starting with this one, this is one that I was hoarding forever because obviously this is fucking beautiful. I love this thing. I absolutely love it. I love the jar, the packaging, the bowl. This was from Bath and Body Works, and this was maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2015, 2014, 2015. Does it? I think that 5 right there means 2015. So this was Georgia Peach, and this is not my favorite scent, but I do like it. I can get down with Georgia Peach. This one did not have that like funky vibe. I know some peach can smell like cat pee or like armpit, like even to me, and this one did not. This was just like really juicy, nice, pretty peachy scent. I just wish they would come back with these ceramic bowls. I think they're so beautiful. And I had found these at semi-annual sale at the Bath & Body Works in Manhattan, and this was the only one they had. They didn't have any others. I believe I got this for like $6. It was on like super sale. But this was the only one they had, the only scent they had, so I bought it. Actually, no, I think they had one other, but it was lilac. And even for this gorgeous bowl, I can't do lilac. But yeah, I love this, and you can see it's just, it was so good. I had this in the guest house, and I decided to burn this the weekend we had all that company over on Saturday and Sunday. So this was only going for 2 days, but I had it going like all day long. Like the whole time people were there, it just burned itself out because I was like about up to here. I had only burnt it like once or twice before that weekend. So it just kind of burnt itself out. It finished, but we really did enjoy it. It smelled amazing in there. I had this going with the Hayden Rose Satsuma wax melt, and then I had a citrus Yankee candle going as well. And it just smelled so citrusy and fruity and summery in there. It was a great, great combination. And this just looks beautiful in my pool house because it really matches the colors that's in there. It's like a really nice, pretty vibe. I remember Scent Maven saying this was like back when these candles came out, she wanted to save these to reusable, but when you take the wax out, there are these 3 little knobs. You can't see, here's one right here if you can see it, but there are these little ceramic knobs that just stick out at the bottom of the bowl. So you can't use this for like a cereal bowl really. I mean, I guess maybe you could, but there are all these like knobs here that would get in the way. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna make another emergency candle out of this. Because it's just, even though it's ceramic, when you like walk up to it, you can kind of still see into the bowl, like if it's flat, and you just see this glow of the flame, and it just looks so beautiful in the kitchen in there. So I'm going to pop this wax out, and it's gonna go, I'm gonna put probably 2 wicks maybe. No, you know what? Maybe I don't know. I'll do 1 or 2 wicks. I may do 2 because I feel like the flame will look really pretty. And I'm just going to pour my hot wax into here and reuse the bowl as another candle because it looks so beautiful. And I want to have this going in that kitchenette every time we have guests over because it just looked too pretty in there. So I am going to reuse this and make this into another candle, you know, with the layers of wax like I've done before. And that's exactly what this is going to be repurposed as because I can't throw that out. Next are 2 Goose Creek, which I don't want to talk too much about because you guys know I'm really just over Goose Creek. But this one, I do have to say, this was good. This, not the scent so much because the scent is that really artificial strawberry and it's just so bad. It smells so cheap and I kind of finally realized I had it burning one day. What I realized it smells like, and it smells like, have you ever gone to like Kmart or the dollar store and they have those like little body spritzers and they're $1 but they smell like really cheap, or like a little kid's like fake perfume or like a doll perfume that you would get at like a toy store or something, and it just smells like plastic, like strawberry and plastic, like artificial, like chemical created strawberry syrup and plastic. Like that's the scent that this smells like. It is so inauthentic. It is so artificial, so cheap, so plasticky, just a terrible smell. But this didn't burn too bad. Obviously it's soot because Goose Creek soots like a mother. I mean, all their candles do. So just this right here, this was pretty good. This actually is not a bad sooting for Goose Creek. Typically they're like black to the top. But I did trim these wicks before every time I burnt them. I trimmed them all the way to the nub because as you see, the wicks even like this, the flames would be up to here. I mean, they would just get crazy. Their wicks are terrible. Their scents are inauthentic and artificial and yeah, just not worth the money. Definitely not repurchases. And you guys know I just hate everything about these ones. Again, I trim the wicks every single time. I even wiped this down a couple times and then finally I was like, screw it. But like, look at even all the black residue. Like this is just wax coming down, sticking to the jar, and it's black. I mean, this can't be good for your lungs. This can't be good for Gatsby. Like all my walls are white and like gray. So I just would not risk Goose Creek. I think they're just disasters. And this was blueberry lemonade. And it just smelled like artificial, cheap blueberry, like a fake blueberry syrup. There's nothing lemonade-y about this. There's nothing tart or juicy about this. And it doesn't matter what it smelled like on cold because burning, it was absolutely unscented. So that's that. And the next one here is London Tea and Lemon, and this is in the little 4-ounce jars, and this was awesome. London Tea and Lemon is a great scent. It is so good, and it's so strong. So this little 4-ouncer actually threw really well. I had this in my kitchen, and it threw. It scented it up. It wasn't like as strong as it would be in a 3-wick, but I would say this was a solid 5.5, maybe even a 6. So this did do really well in the kitchen. And the last one here, I have Midnight Blue Citrus, and I was really upset about this one. Now, I've heard people say this smells like watermelon lemonade. I don't really get that. I just get like, a nice like citrusy, musky scent. I don't know. It almost smells like a body care type of fragrance. It's really good on cold though. But unfortunately, this had a 0 for me. This was completely unscented. And I think I got a dud because I have heard people say they really enjoy this one. I know my friend, like my friend in real life with candles, she really likes this one, and I'm pretty sure she said it through for her. So I think I just got a dud. And when it was like right up to about here, I was like, oh, I want to return it. And then I knew I wasn't going to be near the store at any time soon. And I was like, I'm not going to hold on to like a half burnt candle just to return it. Like, it's fine. I'll just burn it down because these jars I think are so pretty with the colored glass and then the white wax. I just think they look so beautiful when they're burning. So I just kind of kept this out as ambiance. And it was fine. But I wouldn't repurchase this scent even if this is a dud because it's just like your basic, like musky, citrusy body care type of scent. It's nothing like super special that I need, so I wouldn't repurchase it. And I would be scared I was just gonna get a dud again, but even if I didn't, I just, there's other candles I could grab instead. I didn't like the scent that much that I'd be willing to risk it again. So that is it. That is the rest of my May empties. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye guys.